Hello and welcome to our channel. This is the place where you can find the best travel information for Africa and the Caribbean. Today we're going to be talking about the travel documents you need in order to travel to the Gambia and also updated COVID-19 information on what you're required to do before you come over. So first we'll start off with making a few announcements. So our company, Travel Africa, we are having our tour to Ghana next year, June 9th through the 16th, 2022. So if you're interested in joining us, I'm going to put the link in the description box. That way you can join our Facebook group, and that way you can interact with other group members and also keep informed on registration information and what we're going to be doing. So that tour is going to span 3 cities. We're going to start off in Accra. We're going to go also to Kumasi, Cape Coast, and then we're going to come back to Accra. So if you're interested in joining us, we'd be happy to have you. It's going to be a great time. Please join our Facebook group. Again, it's in the link is going to be in the description box. Also, you can contact us at info@gotravelafrica.com, info@gotravelafrica.com if you have any questions. Or if you just want more information, you can go to our website at www.gotravelafrica.com. Again, that's www.gotravelafrica.com. You can go visit our website and get information on the itinerary, so you can get a little bit more detail on what we're going to be doing. But we're really excited, and it's going to really be a great time. So hopefully you can join us. Anyway, back to the Gambia. So let's say you're ready to visit the Gambia. You need to know what travel documents that you need. So let's start off with, Gambian Independence Day was February 18th. So happy Gambian Independence Day, first and foremost. So you're required to have a valid passport that will not expire while you're there. So make sure that your passport will still be valid during your entire duration there at the Gambia. That's required. In addition, obviously you need a passport, and once you have one, you have to make sure that it's still valid throughout your entire stay there. Let's see. You need at least one blank stamp page in your passport book. And of course, a tourist visa is required. I might end up doing a video on the visa process a little bit later, but your visa is required, okay? So interestingly enough, no vaccine is required if you're coming from the United States. So this video pertains to U.S. citizens wanting to visit the Gambia. This is an overview of the requirements. So if you're a U.S. citizen, no vaccine is required to visit the Gambia. However, I want to put a disclaimer out there that things do change, policies change. So make sure that you're doing your own due diligence. This video is just for informational purposes only. Make sure you do your own due diligence on what's required, if anything has changed, etc. Okay, let's see here. And there are no currency restrictions, right? So sometimes when you go to certain countries, they say you can only bring a certain amount in the country, and when you leave, you can only bring a certain amount out. Like, for example, Ghana, I believe their currency restriction is 10,000 USD, but there are no currency restrictions to come in and out of the Gambia at this time. Once you arrive at the Gambia, if you need any assistance, there is a U.S. embassy there. It's in Banjul, and I'll also list their contact information in the description box. That way you have it as a reference once you get there. Additionally, once you do arrive to the Gambia, they have a required $20 security fee. So I thought this was interesting. This is something a little different that I haven't seen when I look at the requirements for some other countries. So if you want to leave a little comment a little comment for us, letting us know how that was to pay. It says here that you can pay at the kiosk. But comment below, tell us how that process went. Do they still require you to do a security fee whenever you arrive? So I'd like to know some more information about that security fee and how it was and how easy it was for you to enter the country. So that's really it. So as a quick recap, you're required to have your passport. Your passport must be valid throughout your entire duration. You must have at least one blank stamp or one blank page for a stamp in your passport book. You need a visa for that. You need a visa to come. Also, there are no vaccine requirements to enter. There are no currency restrictions to enter the Gambia or to exit for your when you're departing back home, and you are required to pay a $20 security fee upon arrival. And again, they said that there would be some sort of kiosk there, but I want some more information on how that is when you do come. Okay, so that's it for the travel documents. Now let's dive into COVID requirements and what those COVID requirements are. So similar to Ghana, you have to have a PCR test done 72 hours before you arrive there in the Gambia, and it must be negative. One thing to note though, in addition to that, the Gambia has instituted a new requirement for countries, for travelers who are coming from countries where the new strain of COVID was found, which includes the United States, that in addition to the test that you have to take 72 hours before arriving in the Gambia, once you actually arrive in the Gambia, you have to have another test. And once you have that test, it determines or can help determine whether or not you go into a 14-day quarantine. So I looked information on this, is not too clear. So if anyone wants to leave a comment on clarifying this point, I'd be grateful. Like I said, it wasn't too clear to me because it also said that quarantine was required for people arriving from the United States. So it sounds as if, depending on the results of your test, quarantine may be required. But again, to me, it wasn't quite clear, as clear as maybe, for example, some other countries I saw their COVID requirements. The quarantine will be at the traveler's expense. Let's see here. I just took a few notes. I think that was pretty much it. As far as moving around the Gambia, there are no curfews in place. There are no restriction on inter-city travel. So once you do get there, you can travel freely between cities. You can travel, freely within the borders. There are no issues there. And I did want to leave you guys a little travel tip. Whenever you are visiting, and this is really with any country you're visiting. As a travel advisor, this is what I tell all my clients when they're traveling. Make sure that you make 2 paper copies of your travel documents. So make copies. You keep a copy on your person, and you also leave it with a trusted family member or friend. In case there's any issues, things get lost or stolen, you have some sort of a reference on, or you have some sort of evidence and something hard copy showing who you are and your right to be where you are, etc. And then especially trying to get back home, there are no issues there. So again, this is just a quick video on the travel documents required and the COVID updates for people visiting the Gambia. If you want to get some more information on how to apply for a passport, I have a video on that, which I'll also leave below. Otherwise, I'm so happy to see you all, and happy travels to the Gambia. Bye-bye.